everybody, welcome back to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Today I am going to try a procedure that I've been wanting to do for a couple years, and it is faux mercury glass. If you don't know what mercury glass is, you probably have seen it and you just didn't realize that's what it was called. What it is, it's usually any kind of glass object that kind of has a mirrored kind of spotty look to it, and you've probably seen them at Kirkland's and different places. Well, I was in Target this past weekend and I saw they had a big collection of mason jars. You know, mason jars are a big thing now, and it also had the mercury glass finish on it. Back in the olden days when they had glass that was hand blown, it would be like two walls of glass, and in between the two walls of glass they would put real mercury in there, and that's what the effect that it created. But nowadays, you know, if it's any kind of glass object, it's just an outside finish that makes it kind of look like it's a faux finish. So we're going to try that. I've got quite a collection of them, so it won't hurt for me to try a few, waste a few jars if it doesn't work out. But I come across a pretty easy procedure with just a few ingredients that I already have on hand. And so join me in the garage as I get everything laid out. I got some old clothes on, and we're going to see if I can make this work and create one of my Christmas centerpieces. All right, I am down here in the garage. I'm going to keep the door shut just because it's 39 degrees outside today, and from what I understand, you're not supposed to spray paint less than 40 degrees, and so maybe it's a little warmer inside the garage with the door shut. But I just took a garbage bag, cut it open to have a little drop cloth, and I turned my mason jars upside down, and the supplies I have gathered is a can of Rustoleum Chrome metallic paint. I've had it for a long time. I don't even remember what I used it for. A pair of rubber gloves. I took an old Windex bottle and did equal parts of the recipe called for white wine vinegar, but I just used some red wine vinegar, so I don't know if it really makes a difference. So, and just equal parts, I put about 1/4 of a cup of wine and 1/4 a cup of water, and just a rag. And so I'm not going to be able to hold the camera. I might go get the tripod and see if I can film as I'm doing it. I think the tripod is going to work great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, it says to spray your bottles with the wine vinegar and the water. So I'm just going to get it primed up here. Just to give it a second. Here we go. I want it to kind of bead up. I almost don't have enough water and vinegar, but Okay, I'm gonna let those dry for a little bit and I'll come back here just shortly and check them out. Okay, what I've done is when I let it dry, the jars are still pretty translucent. And so I sprinkled some more vinegar and water over them, spray painted them again, and now I'm going to take the cloth and rub the water dry. Okay, everybody, that really took about 5 minutes in the garage. Once I did it 2 different times, I sprayed I just kind of dabbled the water and vinegar on it because I couldn't get the spray to work, and then just sprayed it with the paint, and then it was still kind of clear, so I did it a second time, just kind of took my hands and blobbed water and vinegar on the jars, and then sprayed them again. I'm really impressed. Let me pick up one of these so you can see if the camera will focus, but it really looks like mercury glass. I mean, it's supposed to look kind of spotty and rubbed off, but I tell you, the ones I saw at Target looked exactly like this, and they're charging $10 for a jar. It may even be more than $10, but anyway, I'm going to put that in the center of a pine centerpiece thing I have for my dining room table, and I'm just really impressed. I don't know if it was the vinegar that did it or the soft t-shirt cloth that I used to rub it or what, but it's a really instant thing. Water, vinegar, spray it with some spray paint, and then rub it off immediately. And then that Rustoleum spray paint just dries within a minute or two. Dry enough to where I came in and just set it on some wax paper. So let me go ahead and get them on my dining room table, and I'll show you my finished product. All right, I have my mason jars complete. I purposely left the light off in the dining room just so you could kind of get the full effect of the lighted candles on top. And I think most wide mouth mason jars are pretty standard. This is the Kerr brand, and those little lighted candles up there at the top, I think they're pretty standard, and those little candles just fit perfect in the top of those mason jars. I really didn't want to put a tea light in there, or you could get one of those little battery tea lights, but I like the look of it. This was just an accident that happened, and I love the way it looks with the candle on top of the mason jar. So I'm going to turn on the light so you can get a better look at it. Okay, here it is lit up. My tall candle is just about to go out, and I need to get a new button battery to put in it. But this little pine swag, I've had for a couple years. I picked up at a thrift store one day. I'm sure it was less than $5. This is one of those decorations I told you that, if you see some timeless things like this, grab them, and you may not use them that year, but you may use it in the year following or so. For all I know, that this thing is from 1970, and it's just a little pine swag that goes in the center of a table, and you can change it up. It's just a blank canvas as far as decorating it up and making it trendy or whatever you want to do with it. But I like the way the mason jars turned out with just a simple bow on each one, and I have a table runner that goes under that swag. I just haven't dug out all my Christmas stuff yet, but I wanted to kind of get this set first. But I hope you enjoyed it. This was just kind of a happy accident that happened, and it happened to work out. And I may end up doing some more mercury techniques on some other glass items I have. So let me know if you try anything, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.